So I'm going to call this meeting to order. Roll call.
McKnight.
Here.
Myers.
Here.
Roa.
Here.
Vogel.
Here.
Kinder.
Here. Pledge of allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Public comment on agenda items?
None.
Notice of executive session meetings?
None.
Can I ask for an approval of minutes, January 7th, 2025, public hearing, smoke shops?
No. So moved. I'll second.
Discussion? Roll call?
McKnight.
Aye.
Myers.
Aye.
Roa.
Aye.
Vogel.
Aye.
Kinder.
Aye. Can I have a approval of minutes, January 7th, 2025, regular meeting minutes?
Motion. Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
McKnight.
Aye.
Myers.
Aye.
Roa.
Aye.
Vogel.
Aye.
Kinder.
Aye. Communications?
None.
Managers report.
Just one update. The Market House work, the emergency roof repairs have been completed. We are probably looking at yet another set of repairs that needs to be done over the back stairwell. It's about $9,000. That will come before council. It's not an emergency situation, so it does need council's approval, so that will come before council when the time comes for us to enter into that.
Good.
Old business. Ordinance, third and final reading, Article 356, Administrative Code. Can I have a motion?
Second. I'll move.
I'll second.
Second.
Discussion.
So just for council's recollection, this is the residential tax ordinance. This is no different than how the city has been collecting per capita and the residential tax. Both are $5. This just cleans up the language from, I think, 1976 and 1950s.
Something.
So the old ordinance had a poll tax reference to it. Poll taxes are illegal and were made illegal in the 70s. Ordinance just never was updated to reflect that properly, nor the $5 residential tax.
Okay. Anybody, any questions? Okay, roll call.
An ordinance of the City of Meadville, Crawford County, Pennsylvania, creating Article 356 of the City of Meadville Administrative Code entitled Residence Tax. McKnight.
Aye.
Myers.
Aye.
Roa.
Aye.
Vogel.
Aye.
Kinder.
Aye. All right, new business. Motion to exonerate city treasurer for collections of unpaid 2024 per capita tax. Can I have a motion?
I will so move. Motion.
I will second. Discussion.
So this motion and the following motion are typical annual actions of council. This exonerates the elected city treasurer, Michelle Sampson, from collection of delinquent per capita and real estate taxes. All this means is that the responsibility to collect those taxes moves from her to the county's sharp collection agency.
Does anybody have any questions?
Not directly relatedly, so tell me if this is not an appropriate time, but Michelle does plan to move this year, right? And so the city treasurer position is, until an election would be held, that would be one that's appointed.
Correct.
So if folks if anyone wants to be the city treasurer, I think the springtime is like a good time to like shadow the treasurer's department. Is that a good time for people to learn?
Yeah.
Never a good time.
Actually, right now, because we're preparing tax bills, right now. End of the year, we're reconciling per capita, so there are certain time periods, but, it's actually before spring, so, yeah.
Right on. Any other questions? Roll call.
McKnight,
Aye.
Myers,
Aye.
Roa,
Aye.
Vogel,
Aye.
Kinder.
Aye. Can I have a motion, exonerate city treasurer for collections of unpaid 2024 real estate taxes?
Motion.
Second?
Discussion.
Overall, I mean, do we have any sense, are we on par in terms of numbers or, numbers of people or
I think,
total?
it's gotten better over the years, so the list has gotten smaller over the years just by putting in the footwork of reconciling and all of that, so it shrunk, but I can't give you exact numbers.
It shrunk by about $49,000, I think. It was about $253 last year.
Much real estate.
Any other questions? Roll call.
McKnight,
Aye.
Myers,
Aye.
Roa,
Aye.
Vogel, Kinder.
Aye. Discussion motion, ABC appointments.
So there are 5 different APCs to appoint people to tonight. This is the Housing Authority, the Meadville Area Recreation Authority, the Planning Commission, Shade Tree Commission, and the Zoning Hearing Board. How would council like to do the motions? All at once or by board?
All at once.
By board?
Do we have them listed fully? Are they in your notes to council or something?
There.
There's a printout in your
I just
packet.
have one. Oh, it's this down here?
They're
Okay.
in
Those
there.
3.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I like saw an email and then I was like.
There is an addition to that, there is an email.
Well, they're up here, right?
It is, it is.
It's in the email up top,
And then
so, yeah. I don't mind doing them as a slate, but I know Jim,
I'm going to be voting for a different candidate for one of the authorities.
I'm gonna abstain from one.
okay, so
One
let's do them
appointment.
let's do them separately.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
That's okay, no, that's a good,
Got it.
let's just make that decision and, all right, so,
Sorry, are you gonna list the other people who are not here when we go to them? Okay.
Okay, yeah.
all right, so, can I have a motion to approve the
Housing.
Housing Authority Board, Jane Osborne?
I'm so moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Okay, discussion? Roll call.
McKnight,
Aye.
Myers,
Aye.
Roa,
Sonia Logan.
Vogel,
You have 3 options, that's not one of them. Aye,
and Kinder.
Aye.
nay, and abstain.
Can I have a motion for the Meadville Area Recreational Board?
So moved.
I'm gonna, this slate that's in front of us,
Yes, for the slate of Ed Mallard and Ross Phelps.
it's 2 of them.
Okay, yeah.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
McKnight,
Aye.
Myers,
Aye.
Roa,
Aye.
Vogel,
Aye.
Kinder.
Aye. Can I have a motion for the Planning Commission Board?
Or do you want to
To approve
separate
this?
this?
No, the Planning Commission Board, and I'll do them by name. Alan,
Motion.
go ahead, sorry. Should I do them by name first before I, okay. We're gonna, can I have a motion for Alan Schattinger?
So moved.
I'll second.
Discussion? Roll call.
McKnight,
Aye.
Myers,
Aye.
Roa,
Aye.
Vogel,
Aye.
Kinder.
Aye. Can I have a motion to approve Lee Scandinaro for the Planning Commission Board?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Okay.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
McKnight,
Aye.
Myers,
Aye.
Roa,
Aye.
Vogel,
Abstain.
and Kinder.
Aye. Can I have a motion to approve the Shade Tree Commission?
Casey Dixon, I'll make that motion.
Yeah, Casey Dixon. Can I have a second?
Second.
Sorry. Discussion. And roll call.
McKnight,
Aye.
Myers,
Aye.
Roa,
Aye.
Vogel,
Aye.
Kinder.
Aye. All right, last one. Can I have a motion to approve the zoning hearing board slate, Rob Humphreys and John Pataglia?
So
Motion.
moved.
Second? Can I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
McKnight,
Aye.
Myers,
Aye.
Roa,
Aye.
Vogel,
Aye.
Kinder.
Aye.
The only thing that I will add to that is that there is still one vacancy on the planning commission.
Yes.
And then we're still waiting on interviews for the environmental advisory committee
And the market.
and the market.
Oh, yeah,
board.
yeah, yeah, yes.
How many, there's 2 EAC openings that we'll apply for. How many are on the market authority?
Three.
3 vacancies?
3 vacancies.
Are people applying for reappointment?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But I think there were 5 applicants on that.
Okay.
We still have semi-competitive processes across the board. Great. And people who want to remain, so that's good too.
Resolution authorized submission, DCED home program application. Can I have a motion?
Also moved.
Second.
Discussion.
There was a public hearing immediately prior to this meeting to present Common Roots' vision for the use of the home funds. We'd be applying for $550,000 for the project, $50,000, in addition to $50,000 for the Cholo operating funds. This will help to build 6 to 7 brand-new one-bedroom units on Water Street. This will be affordable housing as part of that, the renting co-op for the Common Roots.
And to clarify, there will be no local tax dollars used in submitting this application.
Right on. Thank you for clarifying.
And this, how's it stay on tax rolls?
And
And,
that too, yes.
yes,
That's
it
good
will
all
be on
around.
tax
And it
rolls.
moves us further in realizing our housing action plan,
Yep,
our redevelopment area plan.
Right.
Which we,
I think it's great.
yes.
Thank you.
Roll call.
McKnight,
Aye.
Myers,
Aye.
Roa,
Aye.
Vogel,
Aye.
Kinder.
Aye. All right, resolution authorized closure Northwest credit card account. Can I have a motion?
I sound so excited.
Motion.
Second?
I'll second.
Discussion.
This is a request from Northwest Bank for this resolution. The city is closing its credit cards accounts with Northwest and opening our new credit card accounts with Erie Bank.
Right. Anybody have any questions?
Is that like staff has credit cards, like
Department heads do.
department heads, yeah,
Yep.
in like a workplace, you would have a company card that, yeah, okay.
All right, roll call.
McKnight,
Aye.
Myers,
Aye.
Roa,
Aye.
Vogel,
Aye.
Kinder.
Aye. Public comment on non-agenda items.
Yes. We have Mr. Michael Wood, and he's here to discuss parking. So Mike, you're welcome to go from there. You can go to the podium, whihatever you're comfortable with.
Oh, this is fine.
Okay.
It's been about 10 months since I've been here. We've had some discussions. Once again, it's kind of come to a head. Apparently, the passes that my tenants and I have and have had for 8 to 10 years have now just been pulled out from under us. So I thought there was going to be a little bit more time for discussion and things to take place this evening, but now I've been informed that I have a 3-minute time frame. So I guess it just needs to be brought back to the table to be reopened for further discussion. You tell me what needs to happen from here.
Can we have a discussion?
You can ask a question.
I don't have a question.
Oh, you mean,
I have a question for staff.
okay.
Thanks for me.
Is that, okay, yeah, you can ask that. Do you want to?
I think it was 10 months ago that you came, was that March of
March or April? somewhere
March
in
or
that
April
ballpark.
last year, and then I think we honored the permits until June. There was like a notice given of when those, with a few months lead time of when those permits would expire. And then at the time, we were exploring the downtown residential parking permit as a kind of like fair across the board solution that was like, for people who live downtown, we want people to live downtown, we want people to be able to park. How do we figure it out? I know did we have a special council meeting?
I think Peter
Anyway.
did some work.
Yeah, where does it stand? Where are we? I saw that as like the solution we were trying to come to across board, yeah.
Right. So after that meeting, I think it was in May, there was a meeting after that when there were some adjustments to the hourly rates, the hourly enforcement of our parking meters from 8:30 to 5:30 down to 9 to 5. Then there was an adjustment of certain areas of our parking meters, and those rates were changed. To my recollection and reading the minutes from the meeting that we had, we left it off as an exploratory measure and see how far that a limited issue of parking permits downtown would go. We've already had a couple of variables change since that original proposal, including those changes to the parking meters, and we didn't have a good valuation of how much the parking meters themselves would have been bringing in order to set a permit fee for such an exploration. We had no discussion from council afterwards about what that fee should be set at for the test. Following that, I went and did an extensive exploration of what it would take for parking enforcement in the police department and myself to set up such a permit system. I discovered that doing so would pretty much take the same amount of effort as it would have done to do a system like that wholesale. It was getting to like a lot of my time to figure that out, including over a month with tech support from RT2 Systems because we did not have our parking module set up because they did not set it up with the expectation that we'd be exploring parking permits. Long story short, months were spent onto this. After that discussion, it did not come up for council again, and by that time, we were approaching the holiday season, and that would have been a really poor time, only a couple months ahead of free parking, to do a permit system when it would have been devalued, and my internal back-of-the-math envelope was showing that this test itself would not be worth it until we had a commitment of a larger deployment and more discussion with council.
Okay, great, thank you for that. I guess I'm a little disheartened, like, stuff comes up and then staff style, it's hard for us to keep track of like all of the things. And so I don't know if like what it looks like for us to set up a system of checking in on this stuff so that it can like be resurfaced. I wonder if we like ahead of a meeting in February to give you time, to give staff time to like write stuff down, because I'm asking you right now to like tell us where things stand, and you're doing a great job of informing us, but that's, it would be helpful to maybe see that in writing, just to remind us of where things are at, with looking at residential downtown parking permitting. can we add that to an upcoming meeting, so we've got like some lead time ahead of that. So that's just where we were looking at for that. I don't, like that, I'm not sure that addresses the concern that you're bringing up,
No,
Mike.
I have
but-
more of an immediate concern.
Yeah.
We've had these passes for 8 to 10 years, as we discussed 10 months ago. Our city manager, about 10 days ago, just yanked them out from under us with no warning, just
Well, I
like
think
the
you
first
had
time.
until
That they were,
January.
we found out that there was another problem by having parking tickets, $30 parking tickets put on our vehicles. So, and asked for a little bit of time to make some other arrangements if it was under review or things were going on, and we were denied. We were told that our passes were gone, that they'd been gone for a long time, and that hasn't been the case. I was told that this matter was under review and being considered or tabled or whatever it was. I asked the last time I was here, please include me in any discussions that are going on. I have some ideas, I have some thoughts, this involves me. I was involved in this with other council members, with the city manager years ago when the passes were issued to me. And I wanted to be involved. I introduced myself. I knocked on the door for the city planner, and because he wasn't at the meeting that I attended, and said, hey, I'd like to be involved. Here's my contact information. If something's being discussed, would you let me know? I followed up with the mayor on 3 or 4 different occasions and said, hey, is there anything happening? What can I participate in? What can I do? Nothing. I said, if anything changes, or my passes are still good for right now, right? And if anything was to change, she was going to let me know. We heard nothing until we had $30 tickets back on our vehicles. That's not the right way to handle this.
Right on. And to be clear, the $30 tickets were written off, right?
They
Or you
were.
might-
The Chief
Right.
Stefanucci was kind enough,
Yeah.
given the circumstances, to let those go, but we were informed that
Yeah.
under no circumstances would we be let go again.
Sure.
So after 8 to 10 years of being allowed to do the same thing, and having the matter being under review,
Right.
we were informed that it was no longer under review by having tickets placed on our vehicles.
Right.
No communication, no phone calls. I'm a block away. Stop in and talk to me.
Sure.
My tenants shouldn't have $30 fines put on their cars to let me know that there's another issue that's come up. Not the way to handle it.
Right. So and I'm just gonna put a couple points out there to be clear. The tickets were for snow, right? Because the plows, right, needed to snow. Because there weren't permits, then the signs out front that say between like certain months you can't park there in the evening.
Certain months, certain
right?
hours, correct.
Yeah, so that is what happened, and then it got brought to light again, right, now that the permits were revoked per June, per the letter, right, like.
Per the letter.
Per the
But
letter.
not per the verbal communication that took place after
Right,
that.
right,
There had been
because,
no further communication. That letter
Sure.
was sent out before I attended the last
Yeah.
council meeting and talked to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And it was under review, it was tabled. I had, again, talked to everybody. Nobody told me there were any changes. Nobody told me that, we're sticking to that letter that was sent to you back in March.
yeah,
And yet, here we are.
right, and I think at our last meeting, what was that, Friday that we met?
You and I
Yeah,
got together
yeah.
on Friday afternoon, yes.
What we kind of boiled it down to is not understanding, right, and nobody letting you know that when something is tabled, right, the letter was still in effect and the tabling didn't extend, right? Which is what your thought was, right? Because you came to a meeting and we tabled it, that issue was extended, right? But in the bureaucracy and the way that the city works, that is not what happened. So the confusion is, right, that part, that it's boiled down to that, right? So what I'm thinking is we'll have to put this on an agenda and we're gonna get Peter to write that down, let us know what your findings were, right? If you could email that to us or whatever, right, like, or give me a hard copy, and then I will come back and I'll discuss that with Mike. Is that fair? Or at least what you have. Now, decisions will be made through council, but I'd be happy to be, you know what I mean, to.
Yeah, it does make me think too that still doesn't necessarily like resolve the like immediate
Immediate
enforcement.
issue.
I don't know that I don't know that the council meeting right now is the space to do that, but like I think can we?
That's part of
Well,
what I'm
that-
asking
yeah,
for.
yes,
Right
yeah.
now, I've got 20-some-year-old girls that have had to make other arrangements to park a block and a half away from where they live in 12-degree below zero temperatures to
So-
walk back
so
and forth at night.
What you're saying is your tenants used relationships to find,
As we discussed,
Yes.
we were forced at 4 o'clock on a Friday afternoon to make arrangements to have other places to park come Monday. So, everybody's did the best
Right.
they could to come
but
up
you
with something.
found non-permanent solution, right?
Yes,
That's-
some good neighbors that are helping
Sure.
us out on a short-term basis, but it's still not in close proximity to where their apartments are, where their passes have been, and that's part of my reason in being here this evening, was hoping that we could at least get a little extension on what had been going on for the last 8 to 10 years without any major problems, and put those temporary situations to rest until this matter is resolved.
Right. So, it is, right, I know what you're looking for. I believe this would take discussion or,
It's gonna take discussion, but we need to have Peter have the opportunity to finish his
Sure.
research, to make a presentation to us, so we have the facts and the hard figures of what it's actually gonna cost.
So to be clear, if we can separate the two issues for my benefit, there's the one, which is my understanding, tabling a policy change, including a change to our ordinances, to allow for flexibility of enforcement in the issuance of general permits to the public for
Right.
downtown parking. That's a thing. And then there's the issue of choosing to honor Mr. Wood's specific permits,
right,
which at that point I was on the general policy.
yeah, no, that is
Okay,
true.
So if you would like to separate those two issues, that would be helpful for me to understand.
Well, you're
because-
on, you're absolutely on one issue.
Which I would also say that the policy discussion
Sure,
would also trip up about snow removal and what would happen
Sure.
if we were to issue any permits in a way that would absolve enforcement for the removal of snow in our parking lots, which is a thing that came up way back in September and was not
Right.
part of
sure.
That feels
consideration back
like
then.
maybe a discovery to add as part of the
Sure.
presentation to council.
Right.
Right, in
It's
your
not
research,
just
yeah.
what's on South Main right now, but there's also a parking prohibited, 11 to 6 around the
I think it's like
diamond?
3 to 6 or it's pretty short, is it not?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
3 to 6, yeah.
Something of that nature, it's a small window that,
Yeah, but those things would have required a coordination and then the general thing to, maybe a change to our
Sure.
ordinances if you were willing to go that way. I don't think that in the meantime would have been able to address the issue this winter with the snow plows with any of the permits, because I was not imagining that this test would change what Public Works has to do or what our enforcement has to do with
If I
this. So
can-
that's just a
Sorry.
that's just a clarification for the complications that I'm dealing with when it comes to the policy.
okay, so what I think is gonna happen now, Mike, you have short-term solutions right now, right? For a little bit, right?
Short term,
Okay.
right? They're not the best, but
Yeah,
they're short
yeah,
term.
no,
and they're-
I understand that. So, what I'm gonna ask is you do your section, Peter. And we look for solutions, right?
What is, I mean, I know we have an issue coming up in a week or a couple of weeks that's gonna take some time. That's the proposed zoning change. So, I don't know if 2 weeks from now, because that's gonna be a time-consuming issue, I'm sure.
Is that coming up in the next 2 weeks, is that?
Are you
2
ready?
weeks or 4 weeks.
Yeah, no, we'll say by February. Yeah, Planning Commission will have
So-
a crack at February meeting, so.
You know, if Peter's working on that, then he's gonna need a little bit of time to get this and get it presented and have discussion and
Sure.
see what moves, if any, we make and when we do them.
Sure.
And we should probably get feedback from members of the public, including Mike,
Yeah.
because there are other people who are gonna want parking, and you're gonna hear from businesses wondering why they are not included.
Sure.
That this is designed solely for people who have made the choice to reside in the business district.
Yeah.
That was the original exploration.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so,
Is this a general hard sign that says no parking during these
Yes.
months?
Yeah.
It wasn't one of the special postings that they
No.
did? Okay. All right.
Just to clarify, because we've had the passes and we had assigned parking spaces, we have been permitted to park even with those signs up over the course of the winter. Those were our parking spaces. We have always cooperated with the city employees that come out to do the plowing. We've always worked with them if they're doing snow removal. I've gone out at 2 o'clock in the morning to move vehicles and get them out of their way and do things to help out. We don't want to be in the way. We don't want to cause problems. We've always worked with them and I thought had a decent relationship. So I'm not sure exactly, I guess it was some kind of a minor accident or something that took place that has brought something else to light. So, again, I'm confused as someone who has been doing the same thing for 8 to 10 years because I was told that I could do it and it was okay. And
Right.
because I entered into lease agreements with my tenants based on that, now all of a sudden, as of a week ago Friday, all of a sudden it's not okay anymore. And there hasn't been any further discussion, there hasn't been any further decisions made, and yet even though nothing has been decided, I'm still not allowed to do what I've been allowed to do for 8 to 10 years. And not just me, my tenants, obviously.
Sure.
And this isn't just about me. I'm sure there are other people that have chosen to live in what has been designated as a business district for the city of Meadville that have an issue with this. I'm sure I'm not the only one dealing with it. When I worked with Andy Walker, the former city manager, it wasn't just supposed to be for me. What happened after I had passes issued, I can't answer.
Sure.
But even in those discussions, I wasn't looking for something for myself. I was talking to them about what I thought was best for the city. And that's all I'm looking for now.
right, and that's exactly why we've given it to Peter to start look at for everybody and trying to make this equitable and fair, like we discussed, right? And just to be clear, when was it that Mary Ann came to your building? It was like over a year ago, correct?
The two of you came to my
Yeah,
building
to talk about parking,
approximately
that's- yeah.
2 to 2.5 years ago.
Right,
in
to start
response
this
to a letter that I
conversation.
received.
Yeah.
It just got dropped after that.
I just
and
wanted
there
to
was
make that clear, that it
nothing-
wasn't,
yes.
right, like that wasn't something
That's
new,
right.
that we had a
Yes.
discussion and we have been working on this for some time, right? To be fair and equitable, right, for everybody that lives downtown. So, for the next couple of weeks, what I'm seeing is that we're gonna need to work on this, Mike, we're gonna need to work on this, right? Through council, so if, and we'll get this back on the agenda to discuss and figure out what is going on. If anything else comes up, like if it is, well, I don't know how to, right, like all I know is for us to do something, we have to have council here and we need to make a decision, right? That's why you came here to talk to us, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So I I don't know what that means. We've given Peter a direction. We are gonna start looking at that to be fair and equitable and that parking issue that you have come up with, and try to untable that, right? At one of the upcoming meetings. Peter's gonna let us know how much time he'll need to do a fair and thoughtful, right? Process, and you wanna talk to some neighbors and some other people that are in the business districts.
I think people
Sure.
need to have the opportunity to come and express their thoughts on the subject, How many people want to have parking downtown? You need the business people too, because they don't necessarily want prime parking spaces occupied by tenants,
Sure,
because those are for their patrons.
sure.
I agree with that. Jim, and I talked to Jamie about that the other day.
Sure.
I own a business in the city. I don't want tenants parking in front of my business, and I understand that and wouldn't expect that should be allowed. But there are, and every area is going to be a little bit different, but there should be a place that's within a reasonable distance of where people are choosing to live downtown.
Sure.
That they should be permitted to park. And for safety purposes, for convenience purposes, all of us have gone grocery shopping and come home with bags of stuff. Who wants to walk a block and a half trying to carry a bunch of stuff in 12-degree below zero temperatures? Nobody. So we need to come up with some kind of a solution that makes sense. I don't understand exactly how all this works. I'm a little new to it, but in one of the letters that the city manager sent to me, it indicated that it kind of bothered me, indicated that she didn't feel that it was responsibility of the taxpayers of the city of Meadville to subsidize my parking for me and my tenants. I never wanted to be subsidized, and actually I am a taxpayer. I pay a lot of taxes in the city of Meadville, just like anybody else does. So I don't understand why the person that lives around the corner on Arch Street that pays taxes just like I do gets to park for free. There's no meters, there's no problems, the city plows go around their cars, everybody's fine.
And you're talking about street parking.
But for me, because I live around the corner on South Main, not only do I pay my taxes, but then I get to be punished and get to pay some extra fees and parking fines and or passes or whatever it is that you guys think I need to do. So I don't feel like I should be subsidized, but I also don't feel like I should be punished. I am a city taxpayer.
Sure.
And if the people on Chestnut Street, Upper Chestnut anyway, and Arch Street and Pine Street and most other streets in town get to park and have friends over that can park and everything else for no charge, because I live around the corner where there happens to be a meter, my taxes don't matter as much. Doesn't seem right to me.
Sure. And
Maybe I'm
again,
biased.
you're talking from 9 to 5 when there's metered parking, not overnight, because usually overnight is
Right.
free. Right. Okay. All right. So what I'm thinking is we gotta let Peter do what he's doing. We will discuss, and we're gonna have to move this to another meeting. We can't make a decision today, as you understand. So
Excuse me, Mayor.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but may I be allowed one question that
Sure,
has
sure.
been lingering since I failed to connect with you since April or May. How much would you value a permit that would allow you to do what you're suggesting for your tenants? And how much do you think your tenants would pay for such a permit?
Well, I guess I have to refer back to what I was just explaining. As a taxpayer in the city of Meadville that just happens to live within the business district, I don't think I should be punished and have to pay for parking. So that's my basis for it. But beyond that, if there has to be some kind of a charge or some kind of a fee, at least keep it nominal. Make it $25, $30 a month or something to help balance things out a little bit, if that's what's necessary.
all right.
Thank you
Thanks,
for
Mike.
sharing.
Thanks.
Sure.
Thanks, Peter. All right, I'm gonna ask for a motion. Council member statements? Jim?
Oh, thank you. I'll keep it short. I've received several phone calls from members of the public who want to thank our Public Works Department for the excellent job they're doing on snow removal. And I'll join them in expressing that opinion. And it's cold out, people. Please bring your animals inside so they don't suffer. That's it, Your Honor.
Fantastic. Thanks, Jim. Gretchen, do you have anything to say, my friend?
Yes, thank you so much for letting me call in. First of all, I am excited about this home program application. I was just extremely anxious when I couldn't hear. I think that was Julie speaking once I switched over to phone. I thank you, Mike, for coming in, and thank you for Jamie and staff, for trying to work through this tricky thing about parking. I really appreciate it. It seems messy right now, but I think there is a solution, and I appreciate you guys kind of talking through that. And I look forward to, in several weeks, or well, I don't know, 2 to 4 weeks, hopefully, some kind of movement forward And yeah, it's really cold out there. And that's what this is going around. So stay healthy. That's it.
Thank you, Gretchen. Larry?
Yeah, I just reiterate on what Gretchen said, that I believe we can come to an equitable solution. And, it will take time, but I do want them to know that we are working and looking at the situation. I understand both sides of the coin, so just be patient. I'm quite sure that we'll come up with a solution that can satisfy hopefully everyone. I know we can't make everybody happy, but we'll do the best we can.
Right on. Thank you, Larry. Anna?
Also excited about this home grant application. Thanks for coming and sharing with us and developing new housing that's affordable in the city of Meadville. Appreciate you being here, Mike. I think that we did drop the ball, right? Like, I think that we did. I don't think it was intentional or malicious, but I think that a ball was dropped, especially you bring up, it's been almost a year. And so, not to make excuses with so many balls that we juggle, it's hard to keep them all in the air sometimes, but appreciate you bringing it back to the surface, because sometimes that's what's needed. Is like, I hate that the squeaky wheel is sometimes what gets the oil, but right, like if it's not gonna rise to the surface as like a constant priority with a city budget to pass and a budget to balance and right, all the things we've got to do, sometimes it is just helpful to just have needs that are urgent for our constituents like brought to the forefront. So thanks. I recognize that it's frustrating, but I'm glad that you're here to voice them, and I'm glad that we've got at least a short-term plan to keep the ball from being dropped currently right now. Last week was the initial steering team meeting for the Green Building Alliance's Resilient Communities program. I was glad that both Peter and Mary Ann were able to make it, as well as a whole host of other stakeholders. It's gonna be, I think, pretty cool for our city. The hospital's facilities person is at the table. We've got nonprofits, who have their own facilities to maintain, who are at the table. And through this, we'll be able to make improvement, to understand energy use in their building and make energy efficiency improvements, save money, redirect that money to the good work that is being done. So, and then some, right? That's just, I think, kind of the start. So I was really glad to see that project kicked off, and glad we can be there and be a part of that effort. And hopefully it means good things for the city. There was an MLK Day breakfast on Monday of this week, which used to be dinner. This year it was a breakfast, and it was free, and it was beautiful and intergenerational, and a lovely day to celebrate the ongoing struggle for freedom. So thanks to the folks who organized it, the Martin Luther King Jr. Scholarship Program Fund, and others. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Right on. I want to thank everybody for coming and doing the work, right? I want to thank Common Roots for building new homes in this town, providing for people, and doing it in a way that fits into Meadville. Not making us more, but morphing into this place. That's a big deal, and I can't wait to have more housing, affordable housing for people to live in. I want to also applaud the shelter, right? Like, there have been some really, really cold evenings here, and through cooperation and partnerships and a lot of volunteers, we have a place for people who are unhoused to go and be warm and sleep and get some food and be comfortable with compassionate people. And I just think it's one more testament to Meadville that we care about each other, and we want everybody to, be able to thrive and at least survive, right? Survive this thing. So again, just a big thanks to everybody doing the work to make this place a better place and a place people want to live. With that, I'm going to ask, move for adjournment.
So moved.
Can I have a second? Okay. Discussion? Roll call.
McKnight,
Aye.
Myers,
Aye.
Rella,
Aye.
Vogel, Kinder.
Aye.